Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
Here is the essay. Introduction. Paul Ekman, along with his collaborators, published Emotions Revealed: Recognizing Faces and Feelings to Improve Communication and Emotional Life in 2010. This volume represents a significant synthesis of Ekman's decades of research on the facial expression of emotion and its implications for human understanding and social connection. This essay undertakes a thorough critical evaluation of the work, presenting an analysis section by section. The intent is to delve into the core claims, the methodologies employed, the evidence presented, and the broader implications of Ekman's ideas as they are developed within the text itself. The essay strives to provide a nuanced assessment of the enduring relevance of these contributions. Section 1: An overview of emotions and their significance. Ekman's work begins by establishing the fundamental importance of emotions in human experience. He describes emotions as the physiological and psychological responses to significant life events, influencing behavior, decision-making, and social interaction. He asserts emotions are not simply internal experiences, but a crucial aspect of how individuals navigate the world. The central tenet offered is that emotions, while variable in their intensity and duration, are universal across diverse cultures, and that the ability to understand and interpret these emotions is vital for effective communication and interpersonal relationships. This initial section sets the stage for the exploration of facial expressions as the primary conduit to the perception of these fundamental humans. The arguments presented in this section rely upon various examples, drawn from both personal experience and observed behavior. The claim that emotions are universal, however, has proven to be a complex one for numerous scholars, even since Ekman's original formulation of the idea. The research presented in the book draws heavily on studies done across diverse cultural contexts, with the argument that the same facial expression corresponds with the same emotions across geographical regions. While the work acknowledges that cultural norms and display rules might affect when and how emotions are shown, the book maintains a core claim regarding the underlying universality of the basic emotionals. Section 2: Identifying and Understanding Facial Expressions. The heart of Ekman's argument in Emotions Revealed hinges on the capacity to recognize and accurately interpret facial expressions. The book details the facial action coding system, or FACS, a complex system that Ekman, with Wallace Friesen, developed to objectively measure and classify facial muscle movements. The book explicitly presents the FACS as a tool for identifying the specific muscular actions that convey specific emotions. This section provides a detailed description of several basic emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and discussed along with the specific facial configurations associated with each. It emphasizes that these expressions, though fleeting, provide a window to the emotional experience of others. The method of presentation involves many photographic examples and accompanying explanations of the facial muscle movements involved in each expression. One noteworthy claim within this section is the assertion that microexpressions, those incredibly brief and rapid facial expressions, can betray a true underlying emotion even when an individual attempts to conceal it. Ekman suggests that awareness of these microexpressions can provide insight into the potential falsehoods or hidden motives of others. The book underscores the complexity of interpreting facial expressions. It suggests that the process demands a degree of practice and attention. The book also makes the argument that the interpretation of facial expressions requires attention, a context, as well as an awareness of nonverbal. Section 3: Training and Improving Emotional Literacy. The third section progresses into the practical applications of Ekman's theories. The book presents a set of exercises and techniques to improve the capacity for emotional recognition, what he terms emotional literacy. The book makes a very clear argument that improvements in these skills have positive consequences for both professional and personal relationships. The argument is advanced that with training, any individual can become more adept at recognizing and interpreting facial expressions. The book then offers specific exercises, including visual aids and self-assessment tools designed to improve observational skills. The presentation of this material is deliberate. It suggests that recognizing emotions is a skill that can develop through focused effort. One of the core claims here is that heightened emotional literacy can lead to better communication. The book suggests it can lead to greater empathy and, further, the ability to prevent misunderstandings and conflicts. The exercises presented are primarily visual, and they involve matching photographs of facial expressions with the corresponding emotional labels. The book also includes exercises designed to recognize simulated expressions as well as display rules that may mask or modify that which is felt. Section 4. The role of deception and truthfulness. A very central element of Ekman's work relates to the capacity to detect deception. Building upon his research on microexpressions, the 4th section details arguments about how facial expressions, combined with other nonverbal behaviors, can be used to discern truthfulness. It makes a very clear argument that while people can control their speech, they have a somewhat diminished control over the subtle facial cues that betray underlying emotions. The book does acknowledge that deception detection is a complex task and provides caveats, stating that it is never fully foolproof. Ekman introduces several techniques for identifying deception. These include observing asymmetrical facial expressions, the duration of expressions, and congruency between facial expressions and verbal statements. The book also provides the claim that an understanding of cultural differences and display rules is necessary for accurate deception detection. While the book's methods offer a potentially powerful set of tools, the book emphasizes the need for caution. The claims are based on a combination of observation, analysis of observed behaviors, and empirical studies conducted across the research laboratory. Section 5. Applications in various contexts. The 5th section shifts from the purely theoretical to the practical, exploring the applications of Ekman's work in a variety of settings. The book details applications for professions such as law enforcement, psychotherapy, and business negotiation. The book suggests improving the ability to recognize emotional expressions as a positive impact on job performance for persons in the professional world. The arguments about application are supported by many case studies and examples. The book does make the explicit claim that the ability to recognize emotions greatly improves in decision-making and interpersonal conflict resolution. In law enforcement, a heightened understanding of facial expressions can help to differentiate between truthful and deceptive accounts. The book presents the utility of those methods in psychotherapy, suggesting the ability to recognize the nonverbal cues of patients creates enhanced therapeutic outcomes. In business negotiations, the book argues the ability to read emotions that provides a distinct advantage in Section 6. The impact of emotional awareness on well-being. The penultimate section emphasizes the relationship between emotional literacy and well-being. It argues that a better understanding of emotions, both one's own and those of others, directly contributes to greater psychological health and emotional stability. The central claim presented is that greater self-awareness and heightened interpersonal skills can reduce stress, improve relationships, and lead to a more fulfilling life. The arguments in this section suggest that by learning to recognize and understand their own emotions, individuals develop a greater capacity to regulate them. The book also makes the argument that emotional awareness provides a greater capacity for empathy and compassion. Some of the exercises and techniques discussed in previous chapters, such as the practice of mindfulness, explicitly linked to increased emotional well-being. Section 7. Reflections and future directions. Ekman concludes the book with a thoughtful reflection upon the implications of his work. He assesses the progress that has been made in the science of emotions and suggests directions for future research. He reiterates the importance of emotions and facial expressions in human experience. rather than presenting a singular, unified conclusion. Ekman offers the book as one component in a larger ongoing study of the human condition. Ekman also touches upon the ethical implications of studying emotions. His work acknowledges that the knowledge of emotions may be used for malicious purposes, such as manipulation and exploitation. He makes the argument that the responsible use of this knowledge involves the development of ethical guidelines and protocols to prevent potential misuse. Conclusion: Emotions revealed by Paul Ekman stands as a substantial contribution to the understanding of emotions and their impact on human interaction. Ekman's work, particularly his efforts to decode facial expressions, provides a systematic framework for the study of emotions, their universality, and their significance. The book sets an explicit goal to develop a practical understanding of the subject, including tools and techniques, while also acknowledging the complexity of the subject. Ekman's arguments regarding the universality of basic emotions, though a subject of intense debate across numerous academic fields, remain a crucial focal point. The facial action coding system, or FACS, is presented as a significant achievement in the development of emotion science. Its potential for objective identification and measurement of facial expressions has provided significant advances, while the claims regarding microexpressions and deception detection remain controversial. They provide a useful framework for understanding the complexity of human nonverbal communication. The applications of Ekman's work across a range of professions and for personal development are significant. The book's emphasis on emotional literacy and its relationship to well-being highlights the practical benefits of understanding and managing emotions. The book leaves ample room for both critical evaluation and continued research. Ekman's Emotions Revealed represents a significant contribution to the ongoing study of the human experience. His work provides a starting point for those seeking to better understand themselves and others. The book remains a substantial contribution to the field.
We really appreciate you tuning into this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation, and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.